So I flipped a really decent size Midwestern worm snake, but it's looking kind of gross at the moment just because it's really deep in shed or ecdysis. Oh, pretty belly though still. I'm gonna put him back. It's going crazy. A basking 5-line skink. Just some cool behavior in action. All right, I was not expecting a lifer on this trip, but you know, this animal has a very limited range in Illinois. That's why I'm not in Illinois. Haha, I'm in Missouri. This is the flat-headed snake, Tantia gracilis. And these little snakes in this genus are savages, in that they mainly persist on centipedes. And they get their common name, flat-headed snakes, for obvious reasons. It's a pretty flat head. But these little fossorial snakes stress pretty easily, so I'm just gonna take a voucher shot and put them back under the rock I found them. It's a gorgeous salmon belly, salmon orange belly. Beautiful little snake. And actually, if you look at this tail, look how kind of long and thick at that base. This is definitely a male. Wow. It doesn't get more obvious than this, unless it's a bigger snake, of course. But yeah, this is a definite male. Now time for the release. It was under this rock. So there you go, little one. So my voice kind of echoes here, but about 50 yards away, I saw this really decent sized rat snake just stretched out on this trunk. So let's get a better look. Unfortunately, I definitely freaked him out a little bit too much. And he's really rattling that tail, or shaking it, excuse me, which vibrates in leaf litter, which almost all snakes do. It's crazy how the shaker muscles are they twitch so rapidly. They're able to do that. It's nuts. And he's keeping a watchful eye on me to make sure I don't attack him, because I mean, I am a bigger creature. But I tend to notice this with rat snakes because they are pretty slow moving snakes in general. They tend to be quite observant and they're just a little bit aware. Dude, it's nuts with that tail. But, you know, I'm just going to let him get on his way. This is a good sized rat snake though. Oh my goodness, and a great looking one. Very healthy. That's incredible. Well, what a sweetheart. And you know what? Even though I did disturb it and I feel bad, at least I didn't handle the snake at all. It was just that cautious and that also curious of me that, you know, it sniffs me out. It was very nervous, and overall, it never struck. It never didn't do anything. Just wanted to be left alone, as, you know, most animals do. So a really nice surprise I got under a rock was this red milk snake. Unfortunately, really deep in shed, just like that worm snake from earlier. And also possibly carrying some type of fungal disease, just from how kind of strange looking the shed looks. If you see kind of that kind of brownish, inky stuff. But overall, a healthy snake in healthy condition. But definitely gonna clean my camera and my hands with soap and water. Not my camera, of course, but, you know, at least take the proper measurements to clean off any possible pathogens and stuff. Overall, yeah, great looking snake. It's such a shame that's in the shed, because even that red pops in shed. This guy's pretty apt to defend himself now too. All of a sudden, that head bobbing and then striking. Lots of snakes do that, but I tend to notice that with real defensive milk snakes the most. And king snakes, I mean, the same difference. Yeah, just gonna let this one go. Today has simply been a blast exploring this beautiful habitat in Missouri. A nice looking male prairie lizard. Standing guard over its territory. It's always fascinating seeing the behaviors of lizards, since they tend to display it a lot more out in the open as opposed to their serpentes kin. And these guys are usually aware of you, but they rely so much on their cryptic camouflage that they don't really move or book it till the last minute. And even then, they'll probably book it a foot or two away from you,